ขอโทษครับคุณแนะนำฝรั่งกินขนมอะไรครับ
ไม่แนะนำไม่มีประโยชน์
เพราะว่าผมอยากกินหวาน
หวานเหรอ
หวานใช่ This gummies
มันจะอยู่ตรงนี้ไงอันนี้อร่อย
ทำไมซื้ออาหารนี่เยอะ like มากขนาดนี้ครับ She likes to eat the sweets. Hey guys, so you just watched a clip of me moving around Asia like a boss, speaking different languages. People think I'm a cool guy. And you probably want that kind of life for yourself, right? That's probably why you clicked on the video. I know some of you, maybe you're stuck in the American system. You know, maybe you're commuting to work every day. You might have to put on a fake smile with your coworkers. You probably don't want to be stuck in that trap for the next 30 years, right? Like I can definitely relate. I've been there before. And probably you're doing research on different countries, the visa rules. You're trying to understand the culture of foreign countries by watching a lot of videos. And I went through that phase as well, the research phase. And that's great. Like, you know, you want to get out of the system. But the problem is you're stuck in the system, right? You're stuck in the cycle of debt. You're stuck in the cycle of working really hard at your job and not having a lot of energy left over for other things. It's a vicious cycle and it's kind of difficult to get out of. So you probably feel like you're working really hard right now, but you know, the finish line isn't getting any closer. Like you're putting in more hours. The cost of living in the States gets more and more expensive. And that's a pain that a lot of guys feel. And it's not something easy to escape from. But I will tell you that there is like a lot of procrastination that can happen if you're constantly stuck in that kind of cycle, because you might feel fear, anxiety. What's going to go on if I try to leave the States? What could happen to me? So let me tell you one of the biggest lies that a lot of guys in America believe. A lot of us believe that if we just grind harder, you know, we take on more hours, we got more side hustles going on, we build more skills, eventually we'll be free. And that is true in a sense that it can happen over a longer period of time, but it might take a lot longer than it needs to take. The question you got to ask yourself is, am I in the right environment? Like, should I be grinding in the current environment I'm in now, or should I take my work ethic and my skills somewhere else? Because the thing is, basically, the cost of living in the States keeps getting higher. Dating doesn't seem to be getting any easier. The pressure just seems to be increasing. And it doesn't really seem like it's the right environment for a person who wants to compete in a fair system, right? It really seems like the system in the States is rigged against guys who aren't, you know, born into a rich family or well-connected family, who aren't extremely tall and good looking. The system kind of seems like it's rigged against you. And you're really competing in a very crowded environment because a lot of the same guys, you know, they have a similar background to you, similar education, maybe a similar work ethic. You're in a very crowded environment where you're fighting for scarce resources. You got all these people around you who, you know, this person right here is similar to this person right here, and you're all similar together. It's a very crowded environment, and it's hard to stand out and get what you want in that kind of place. So you're basically competing in a system where you're just one resume on a pile of a bunch of similar resumes. And in that kind of system, you know, it's constantly eating away at your confidence, right? Like the system, it's kind of like the Cookie Monster, right? Pretend like the Cookie Monster, he's not just eating cookies, man. He's eating your hopes and dreams, and he's drinking your tears, you know, to wash you down with. That's the kind of system you're competing in the States. And the thing about the system in America is that it gives you just enough to keep you going, right? It gives you like a few hours of entertainment, a little bit of pleasure, just so you're not afraid, all right, let me get up, put my boots on, and go back to work again on Monday morning. Okay, so when I first left America 12 years ago, I did not have the perfect plan. Like, I did not know, like, I would be living in China, I'd move to Thailand, I'd be teaching English online, I'd be starting different business ventures. Like, I was a painter in China, I designed my own travel bag product, I got into social media, became pretty famous in China on social media. I had no idea that stuff was gonna happen. But the thing is, I got overseas and I slowly became the person that I wanted to be. I molded myself into this kind of person. And yeah, I could have played it safe in America, right? Like, I have an engineering degree. I worked the corporate job for a while. I really hated it. I was like, heck no, I can't do this. And I decided, hey, let me go overseas and build my own way. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like, it wasn't easy in the beginning. Like, back when I started, when I left America, there weren't a lot of people doing this. Like, I started off as an English teacher, and at that time there wasn't a lot of good information on the internet about what it's like teaching English overseas. So I kind of got a rocky start and I had to learn from trial and error. But the thing is, the job helped me get overseas, right? So even though my first job wasn't perfect, it got me on the ground. And from there, I could pivot and improve things. And a lot of you guys in the States, you can't really pivot and improve something that you don't have. Like a lot of you guys are reading, you know, threads on the internet about other people's life experiences, watching videos, trying to put the pieces together. It's going to be really difficult for you to put the pieces together and to create the life you want if you're just going off random things you see off the internet. You actually need to have feet on the ground. So yeah, you know, I got feet on the ground. I got overseas, started learning how different things work, started learning languages. I started learning how the school system works as an English teacher. I started meeting different opportunities overseas. And from there, I was able to build piece by piece the life that I have today. A life of freedom where I'm living overseas and, you know, I have so much freedom to do whatever I want to do pretty much every day. So that's kind of the lesson I want you guys to take. Like, you don't think your way into an overseas life. You don't think your way into a new life. You have to put your feet on the ground. And from there, you try some different things. You might pivot a little bit. You might try this thing, try something new. You might make a couple mistakes, but you know, you got to pay the cost to be the boss, right? You might be taking a few mistakes, but the few mistakes might lead to a future win. That's highly what I recommend rather than just endless research and thinking. By the way, if you're tired of being in a system that's rigged against you, offer a free 15-minute call. You can click the link and sign up for a time, and we can talk about how you can build your English teaching escape plan. I'll help you build one. So there's this really great book by Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel was a co-founder of PayPal. The book is called From Zero to One. And in the book, Peter Thiel makes the point that's a little bit harsh, but it's true. It's like competition is for losers. Like if you're in a crowded environment where everyone's fighting for scarce resources, you know, other people can easily replace you, that's really not the kind of position you want to be in. And even though he was talking from a business perspective, you also can apply it to life, because think about it. If you're in an environment where, you know, everyone's competing for the same women, you're all competing for the same jobs, this person's copying that person, you're stuck in a system where you don't have a lot of leverage, and the price goes up for everything, and also the stress levels go up for everything. And this is why America, even though it has tons of opportunity, it might not be the ideal place to try to compete for scarce resources, because the competition is extremely high. You have to give a lot of your energy just to get ahead. You don't have a ton of freedom. You're giving the best years of your life away to a system that is rigged against you. So basically, you're kind of in bad positioning, right? You positioned yourself in a way that you're basically invisible. You're in a system where you can easily be replaced. You have to fight for attention. The attention you get is very limited. You're kind of putting a lot of pressure on yourself to compete in that environment. So think about like an animal. An animal is competing, like a small animal might be competing against a big animal. And you can't really blame like the big animal for eating all the resources and leaving nothing for the small animal, right? That's kind of the world we live in. So you might be in the wrong environment. Like if we take that small animal and we put it in a different environment, it might be one of the biggest creatures in that environment. So, but we got to get it out of that environment where it's competing against the huge animals that have a lot more strength and resources to fight against it. And that's what we call geographic arbitrage. So basically, you go to a place where your dollar, maybe your English ability, your other skills, your personality, it gets you a lot further ahead than it would in the place that you were originally in. Geographic arbitrage is really one of the smartest ways to live life in this century. So yeah, that's what most guys need. Like most guys don't need 100 hours of research and they need to watch every video available. What they actually need to do is take action and move to a place where their strengths get multiplied rather than where their strengths are basically invisible. Now, a lot of people here move overseas and they think like, you know, they imagine the beach like this, you know, women running around in bikinis, lower cost of living, cheaper food. That's a part of it, but it's also taking the pressure off of yourself so your brain can work as full capacity. Because over here, like, you're not going to be so burdened with taxes, with stressful work life, you know, with debt, with whatever crisis is going on in the world. You can take that burden off of your mind. Because in the States, like, how are you supposed to be creative? You know, how are you supposed to be some kind of creative entrepreneur if you're constantly dealing with all kind of stress that they throw at you, all kind of random things that, you know, shocks to your life, like healthcare costs, random emergencies. There's a lot of stuff to deal with if you also want to do that and try to create something outside of your normal work life. And one thing you want to keep in mind is that you're probably only seeing like 20% of the chessboards, like when you're watching all those YouTube videos from the States. Like there's a ton of opportunity over here that you probably don't even know about because you don't have feet on the ground. But once you actually get feet on the ground, You know, you get introductions, you come across new opportunities. Maybe you can start your own business, some kind of financial methods you can use to really increase your income. A lot of that becomes clear when you're overseas. So all that planning you're doing now probably just turns into procrastination. You're probably thinking, hey, I need more time. Yeah, let me do a little bit more research. Yeah, let me watch 1,000 more YouTube videos. You're kind of just, you know, giving the best years of your life away to a system that is bleeding you dry. So you got to ask yourself, like, do you want freedom or do you want certainty, right? Because certainty is the cubicle that you might go to, the normal job you might have, the commute you have every week. That's with certainty. But overseas is a little bit uncertain, right? You're not sure what you're going to discover. But if you're open to opportunity, you might get some amazing things thrown your way. Now, I'm not telling you to quit your job or just come over to Thailand, you know, get a laptop on the beach, you know, with a coconut and start putting in some work. I'm not telling you to come over here unprepared. What I am advising you is that you need to start taking action. And one of the fastest ways for guys to get overseas, you know, especially us American men, English-speaking men from Western countries, is English teaching. English teaching is like the fastest vehicle I've seen, or that's out there. You know, it's the fastest vehicle available for us, you know, to get overseas, making money consistently, and to give you the kind of stress-free lifestyle where you can be overseas enjoying an amazing life while also having time to build up your side ventures and get other things going. And let me clarify, man, English teaching is great, but it's not like the final thing, right? Like, English teaching is a stepping stone. It's what you call like the MVP, the minimum viable product to get you overseas. Like, it's like the basic thing that gets you overseas making money consistently. Then you have time to expand and try other things. Like, maybe you have some kind of passion you want to see if you can make something out of. You know, I know guys who come over here, they become musicians, people start their own restaurants, whatever other kind of online business. You mainly just need something that gets you overseas and puts income in your pocket so you have time to explore and expand to different areas. And depending on the country and the type of job you take, you know, English teaching takes care of your visa, takes care of your expenses, you know, your job might offer you health care, and it gives you time, man. Like, as an English teacher, you got like a crap ton of free time, man. Like, you might have a whole afternoon just to like work on your ventures. You might want to just go spend time with your girlfriend. You might want to party. You have time to do all of that while also making progress on your ultimate life goals. And that's something a lot of guys don't really have in the States, right? In the States, like, you got your job is probably taking your best energy, taking your best hours. You might not have any power left over to get things handled, your side hustles and whatever. You don't have time to develop yourself. But English teaching really gives you that free time and that mental space to do that. And when you finally touch down overseas, you're going to see so many opportunities that a lot of other tourists don't see. Like, if you're only here for a short time, you're probably not going to see a ton of opportunities. But if you're here every day, you're walking around, you're seeing things that other people miss, you might get some ideas like, hey, this could be something that my skill set could benefit. I could benefit from this. I could do something with this. And I'm not a person who's speaking from theory. I'm a person who's been living overseas for over 12 years. I've seen this system work for myself. I've seen it work for a lot of other people. And all that guys need to do is just get started. But I know a lot of guys that procrastinate. They're like, you know, let me get the perfect setup, man. Let me get the perfect job overseas. Let me make sure everything's 100% perfect before I land overseas. And really, that's probably holding you back from success, right? You know, you don't want to wait till everything's 100% perfect. You want to get things good enough to where, hey, it's good enough to where I can build off of. And then you want to take the leap. Because there's a lot of stuff that can slow you down, man. Like, we live in a chaotic world. A lot of stuff can just knock you off your feet and destroy your plans for going over to a completely different country, living life. So you want to take action as soon as you can and not wait for like the perfect moment. There's probably never going to be like a perfect moment, honestly. So yeah, I just want to say, like, stop waiting for the West, you know, the system in the West to reward you. Start taking action now while you still can before some other kind of world event, you know, completely screws over your plans for like another 3 or 5 years, like another pandemic, another war. And if you're serious about this, click the link in the pinned comment or the description. Sign up for a free 15-minute call with me. We can map out your life. We can see, like, hey, you know, what continent might work best for you as an English teacher. You know, you got South America, you got Asia, you got other parts of the world where you can just like find the life that suits you. 'Cause there's a lot of opportunity in this world, and it just takes you to take the first step and get out there and you know, grab it for yourself. And you can also download my free Quickstart English teaching guide in the description of this video. It's a guide I made to give you an overview of the field. You can see the kind of money you can make, the job opportunities out there. I threw out a lot of my own numbers, some crazy money I've made from English teaching, some opportunities I've met. Just click the link and download it, and the free guide will be sent to your inbox. And also, if you want any behind the scenes travel content, I have a membership on this YouTube channel called the Baht Club. click the join button under this video. You'll be taken to the membership area on this channel. I suggest signing on at least the Baht Daddy tier. That way you can get all my exclusive travel videos, live streams. You can request videos. I got a lot of content back there for you guys who want to live this travel lifestyle. So yeah, I just want to leave you guys with that idea, man. Like, you know, stop waiting for the perfect plan. Stop thinking that you got to get things 100% perfect in the States before you leave. Get things good enough and then jump, because that future person that you could be, you don't know who they are, and it's hard to develop that kind of person if you're just thinking about things you don't have a lot of experience. So put some feet on the ground, get some experience, and yeah, man, you could be living your perfect life, man. It's within your reach. And I'll see you guys in the next video.